What's going on, Dystopians? Welcome back to another episode of the Dystopian podcast over here on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you guys for stopping by today, and this is a special one. We wrapped up the last episode talking about how good of a job Cardinal Disc Golf is doing, so I went and got Cardinal Disc Golf. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kevin Fodry, how are we doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Dude, absolutely. Thanks for coming on, taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know season's gearing up. It's right now it's the 20th, so you're rounding the corner. It's about season time. How's it going, man?
It is coming up. Yeah, we got a blizzard today, so there's quite a bit of snow outside, so that kind of sucks. But I got a little C tier on Saturday, and then a little like charity event I'm playing in on Sunday for a disc golfer in our community that passed away in an accident. And then the following weekend after that is really kind of the start of my season. Because I'll be jumping into my first like B tier of the year. Well, I guess I played a B tier earlier this year, but I had two sprained ankles and I'd never played the courses, so
Oof.
um, it was a little tough. I still shot like a 10.28 the second round.
Nice.
It was a hot round, so I salvaged it, but the first round was tough. Like you could tell, I hadn't been playing very much, especially like normally I play a little less in the winter, but man, I've been helping with all of the contracts and like onboarding stuff for team stuff for Gateway, and then we sponsor like 150 players with Cardinal, and then we had you guys have seen we had like 23 jerseys drop for our signature series drop, and then on top of that, we have probably 15 other jerseys in the pipeline that we're working with through content creators or private parties or big tournaments. We're doing some really big tournaments, player packs, which is going to be super sick. Um, and then, yeah, but then, so I've been playing a little bit less than I even normally do in the winter, which has just been a little tough. But I have been going pretty hard this week on putting. I've been putting about 200 to 500 putts a day for the last week and a half or so, and my putting feels very good. I putt today. Normally I'll do like if I'm doing it before I work out, I'll do like the 200 putts and I'll track how many putts it takes me to get 200 makes, and I do it between 25 and 40 feet, like varying. So like every time I go to the basket, I'm putting with six discs. And every time I go to the basket, I go from like if I'm at 25, then I go to like 35, then I go to like 40, then I go back into like 30, then I go into like 25. So it's always between 25 and 30. And today, my 200 makes only took me 208 tries.
There you
So
go.
I was kind of banging. So yeah, hopefully that translates out on the course. My first like I would say like my first tournament I like really care about this year, as far as like the getting the win is the 2nd of March. I'm playing the Oh My Gosh demo up in Kalamazoo, and I am the defending champion. I won it last year. I thought I should have won it the year before too. I kind of fumbled it, but I was a brand new MPO player, so had to take my licks at the beginning. But I play the course extremely well. Typically, a lot of like really long, tight woods fairways, and that's like throwing straight is like one of the harder shots to throw in disc golf, and it's my favorite shot to throw.
Nice.
And so typically, I kind of like avoid a lot of trouble and shoot pretty good. I think I average like across like my last like five or six sanctioned rounds there. I think I've played like 7 or 8 of them. Like my last five or six, I think I'm averaging like 10.28 or 10.30.
Nice.
So yeah, so hopefully it's a stacked field, crazy field for a B tier in Michigan in March, but it's yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. So I'm excited for that. And then I pretty much have a tournament or two every single weekend until like I take a little break at the end of April for a family vacation, and then I'm like right back in it May through October. I have almost a tournament almost every weekend.
Nice. Nice. Staying busy,
So
man.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna be busy. It'll be fun. It's gonna be packed during the week, trying to spend time with family and do work and all that jazz. And then every weekend, I'm trying to stack as many like double B tier weekends are my favorite kind of disc golf because I get to play the most disc golf for like the best like winnings. Um, like I think I won like with sponsor bonuses and stuff like that. I had a tournament weekend where I played a B tier on a Saturday, won my first MPO B tier, and then the next morning woke up and drove to another B tier, won that. And so like with winnings and prize money, I made like 3 grand in 2 days. And I was like, let's just like do that more often
Yeah, man.
because that's nice.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Keep talking to you guys like y'all. I'm a MA3 guy, and like y'all make me want to go
Yeah.
play MPO just to chase the bag. Like, but
I always tell people actually low key MA3 kind of the place to be at a lot of these big tournaments because the merch payout's always high. And then especially if you pick the right events and if you are good at like packing up and selling discs, you can make a lot of money selling discs.
sure,
Like when
flipping
I was in
merch.
MA1, yeah, I mean, I was like one of the top MA1 players in the state when I played MA1. I got seventh at AM Worlds that year. And so the last year of me playing MA1, I was like, I mean, dang near podiuming, like getting the podium on almost every tournament. And so I was getting so much merch and I was just flipping them. And I mean, gosh, I probably almost made just as much money.
Yeah,
So yeah, MA3, I never got to play MA3. My first tournament ever I played at MA1, and I think my second tournament ever I won in MA1. So I
nice.
never got to go play MA3, but I would have liked to have played MA3 because some of those MA3 fields are nuts. Like Ledgestone has like what 1,000 MA3 players. It's insane.
Holy cow! Yeah, no, I ain't doing all
Yeah, I
that,
know
but
that. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's where you chase the bag. Go get the $1,100 MA3 prize winnings
for
for winning that.
sure, that's nuts. So like, might have to make a trip, but. No, I just started well, I guess August of 23, and so
Okay.
I've just been putting in the work, putting in the grind, and just doing my thing. I started first tournament I played. I shot 729, and
Ooh,
so I ended the year last year at 806. But I haven't
nice.
played
That's a
a
good jump.
sanctioned tournament in like 6 months. Since the last sanctioned tournament I played was the spectator tournament at Worlds, on the backside of Ivy
Oh,
Hill.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Yeah, really. Oh, I almost played that. I
dude, it was
wanted to
so
so bad.
sick. It
We
was so
just
sick.
it was I was so tired after playing New London and Ivy Hill in the same day. I was like, I'm just gonna go home and
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah. But yeah, so my first tournament is actually Saturday as well. A couple of guys from the
Ooh,
league made a course at a church camp, and it's a really fun short course and a really challenging long course. So we're playing the
oh,
shorts in the
nice.
morning and the longs in the afternoon, and so it'll be fun. My goal is 850 for the day. I would love to shoot 900 because that's my goal for the year is a 900 rating. So I
Yeah.
94 points is a big
Well, then
bump, but I'm
you
putting in
got
the
to shoot
work,
900 then.
and
There you
that's
go.
it. That's it. So I'm putting in the work. Like I said, 850 is the goal, but I would love to shoot 900 to start the year out. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
get after it.
So yeah, I mean, what you talked a little bit about the Gateway signings and the Cardinal signings, and man, you are the social media man right now. We were even joking in the group chat the other day. Ryan from Brixton came in the group chat on the day you guys released all the jerseys and was like, "It's officially Cardinal Disc Golf Day," and we were we were all geeking out because you guys, I mean, just dropping some heat too. Like not just like, oh, we changed colorways. Like this was whole patterns. Like y'all are. I mean, look, y'all are doing it.
Yeah. That is the so pretty much with Cardinal, I try to manage as basically everything with the company except for the designs because I Lane is always willing to help and do stuff, and he does sometimes like website stuff he helps out with and social media and stuff like that sometimes. But man, I just like basically don't want him to because he's so good at the designing the apparel, and we have a never-ending list of people that want designs from us. And so I'm like basically just that's if you have time because we both have jobs outside of Cardinal. Like we did this as a passion project basically, and it just kind of took off.
Right.
And I was like, basically, anytime you have I just want you to be designing apparel because I will if you design a cool jersey, I will have somebody that wants to use it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we have a bunch. Like I said, we have like 14 or 15 more jerseys in the pipe, and I've turned down probably like 10 plus in the last week. Um,
Jeez.
just because we just, I have to be respectful of our time, talent, and energy. And
Sure.
so So yeah, so I don't want to kill Lane with 400 designs a year, and then he's like, oh, like here's a design, and it's not his best work. I want his best work, and so I try to respect his time with that stuff. But and he's Lane's the art director for Prodigy, and so we've got like the art director for Prodigy, and then the marketing guy for Gateway, and then we own an apparel company, and we try to stay pretty brand neutral. But we sponsor a lot of the amps that play on either of our teams. So our Discord's always fun with everybody like, oh, you like your FX2? Try a blade, stuff like that.
Yeah, man. And that's
So
camaraderie though. That's cool. I
yeah,
never knew what Discord really was. Like I watch a bunch of Pokemon on YouTube. Honestly, I'm a super nerd. But I heard them always talking about Discord, and I never got plugged in. And then like when I started making content, and like I'd reached out to like Disc Golf World and like a couple of guys, and like Happy with Par, and was like, what are you doing? And like just Dumpster Fire is helping me right now with like my audio and stuff, and like just like, hey,
hmm,
what are you doing? And everybody's like, get on Discord, get on Discord. So I did,
yeah,
and I mean, that's where we're recording right now. Shout out if you guys want to make a
yeah.
podcast. All you need is a microphone and a pro and Discord. That's it. So
Yeah. Yeah, we run the entire cart. That's new to this year. So last year we ran it on an Instagram message, which was kind of a nightmare for me.
yeah.
So we run the entire team on Discord for Cardinal, and then it's really nice because I can break it down into like different channels. So like we have like tons of different channels, and if people want to create their own, like we have a channel that's called like Team Canada, and it's like just our ambassadors that are in Canada. And so like if they want to like talk about tournaments and stuff, it doesn't like fill the US feed guys. And then this year, for the first time, we did all of Gateway's team is on Discord, which is super cool because there's tons of different channels of like aces you got or new, thoughts on new products or collaboration opportunities and stuff like that. But and then Vivo Barefoot, they run all of our stuff for their sponsorship stuff through Discord too. So that's super nice. So I didn't use it a ton, but I did have like I used to play World of Warcraft like
Oh,
pretty
nice.
competitively, and I'm a nerd.
Fellow
And
brother.
so I used to use Discord for chat and stuff. So I'm a way bigger nerd than most people would ever know. Or I mean, besides the fact that they know I play disc golf for a job, which is just crazy. That
Yeah.
some people don't. Some people will think that that's cool, and I'm like, dude, you know how nerdy I am. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But
I'm kind of the same. I'm like a super closet nerd. Like I am math is my thing. Like I couldn't tell you where the Constitution was signed, but I could tell you what the quadratic formula is. And if you want to talk about anything for a minimum of 3 hours, I'm bringing disc golf or Pokemon to the table. So like, or Star Wars. I have a
there you
full
go.
Star Wars sleeve as well. So I'll talk about Star Wars for a while too.
Yes.
But that's
Yeah, Pokemon's like one of the biggest. It's like one of the biggest things I never got into growing up. Like I
yeah.
had a lot of friends that were like liked it, but none of my friends were like super into it. Like no one played the card game and all that stuff. But like, I mean, I played hella card games. I mean, I have like 15 expansions to the DC deck building game and stuff like that. And I'll play Catan and Settlers and or Settlers and like Carcassonne. And I'm big on board games and card games stuff like that. But Pokemon I just never got into it. I don't know why.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was born in '94. The game came out in '96.
Same.
So it was like
Um,
I just grew up with it. But shout out '94 squad, '90s kids. What's up?
94 babies. I know.
What's your birthday?
I'm
Not
the
that not to dock you, but
December 20 December 28th.
okay. I'm June 8th. We're
So
like
I
6 weeks.
am like the very end of 94, which low key has kind of an awesome disc golf implication
Nice.
because the way that age protected divisions work is you can play in an age protected division the year you turn that age. And so I'll
So
turn
you'll get a
39
whole
on
year in
December 28th. So
40.
I'll get a whole MP40 year when I'm 39.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I'm just I'm gonna just terrorize people
Yeah.
before from because it's such a big difference.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
and
but
honestly,
it's funny.
my wife always jokes and she's like, do you really think you're going to be a pro at this? And I was like, I don't know. Like I was a good athlete in high school and like I've been playing for a year and like all I have to do is get good over the next 10 years. By the time I turn 40, I can play MP40. And she was like,
That's facts, dude. That's facts. A lot of people I feel like in disc golf try to like think about disc golf as like a career, and it's like if you think about it as a career, you're often going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you think about disc golf as a really cool way to make a lot of money doing something you love on the side,
Yeah.
it's a killer hobby. I mean, I again, I play professionally. I make pretty good money from disc golf, and I still wouldn't say that like that's my career. It's close now because I work in disc golf a lot, but
Mhm.
like that's more of the marketing side of things, right? And so, but it's like, man, I don't know many guys that get to play their hobby every weekend and make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, every month playing a game.
Yeah.
Like I count myself extremely blessed that I get to do that because I used to play like pretty high level ultimate frisbee, and it's like I loved ultimate. That was like my first love, but I knew that like that was going to be a thing where it's like once I turn like 30, 35, it's going to be like pretty tough to do competitively.
Mhm.
And disc golf, it was just such a natural transition that I was just like, oh, this is cool. And then, like I said, I think the first tournament I ever played, I shot like a 990 or something like
Dang.
that. And I was like, oh man, maybe I'm good at this.
Just a little
I
bit,
should,
yeah.
I should, I should play. So
Just a smidge.
sadly, I peaked first round, but
He
no,
said-
it's,
played one
no, it's
round and it was
it,
over.
that's it. Yeah. No, it's crazy to talk about disc golf stuff like that. Like just thinking about like how disc golf's one of those weird sports where it's like I know for a fact that like if me now played me then, I'm winning 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Like maybe 100 out of 100 times. But I still was able to shoot that 990 back then. So it's like just kind of crazy to think about like how that's the thing with disc golf is anybody's day. It could be anybody's day. Like you just never know who's going to play good. That's why ratings are so interesting. It's like they all depend on who plays good what day. Like I could play phenomenal, but if you come out and you're playing in my division and you just play the round of your life, I get hosed on my rating.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's just a wild way it works. I don't know. It's just interesting. Don't get me started on ratings.
Oh
Anyway.
no, it's all good. I mean, you're absolutely. I sat here and said I wasn't gonna say it, but I've said it in every episode. But I'm gonna say it. It can be everybody's day. You're 100% right. You went out and shot 1,000 rated round your first. I aced my first round. You know what I mean? So it can definitely
Yeah.
be your thing. But like you said, like we had 17 people signed up for this local tournament as of 3 days ago, and now there's like 39 people. So it's like, okay, now I'm
Yeah.
not just playing with my buddies anymore. Like I got to kind of refocus, and now it matters. But like you
Yeah.
said, if a 750er comes out and shoots, 3 under and comes up and because that course is hard. I would say like 2 under is probably, maybe 3 under is probably like 950. It's a
Okay.
pretty hard course. It's called Cove Valley if
Yeah.
you're ever in the Pennsylvania area. But
Okay. Okay.
it's gonna be fun, man, and I'm really excited. I've got a bunch of buddies on the card with me, so that's cool. Like we're gonna be nice and composed. 'Cause
Like,
we have one buddy who's been having some health problems lately, but we want to make sure because he's like, I'm playing. We were like, all right, bro, we're all gonna play together then. Um, but it's gonna be a blast,
okay.
and I appreciate
Yeah,
the
that'll be fun.
Millers putting it together and getting the season started for us. But yeah, man, it's
Heck yeah.
it's gonna be a blast. So, do you have any pro tour stops planned this year?
I'm not playing a lot of Pro Tour events. They're really expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and you can play some of the best disc golf of your life and not cash. It's just the way it is on the tour. I think the average cut line was like 10.22 average over three to
Wow.
four rounds last year. Like that's just hard disc golf,
Yeah.
dude. Like you go out and you shoot 10.20 average across 3 to 4 rounds. You're like, man, I was kind of playing pretty stinking good disc golf this weekend, and you missed cash.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not that I don't want to or the challenge, and my sponsors pay for my events, which is awesome, but I'm probably gonna play Ledgestone just because I love Northwood Black and we didn't get to
Mm-hmm.
play it this last year. And on top of that, we're getting the whole like Cardinal team together for that event, doing like a big Airbnb and having a big get together dinner thing. So that'll be pretty much the only reason in this all play because a lot of them will want to come out and like watch and stuff like that. So it's cool to have the team out there and stuff. But But no, other than that, I mean, maybe maybe Deglow or Idlewild, but that would probably be it. I don't think I'm planning on any of the other stops. But you never know. Again, to the tournament, I'm gonna play a lot of A tiers. I think I have 15 A tiers on my schedule this year.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, A tiers and B tiers are the money makers. I basically like always cash in those. So it's like pretty much every time I go, I'm gonna net positive somehow.
Nice. I mean, dude, you're so busy. I mean, you got two companies you're helping, you know what I mean, and all that stuff going on. So I don't blame you
Yeah.
one bit. And I mean, like you said, dude, it's not just Ricky and Paul anymore. It's Ricky and Paul and
Oh,
Gannon and Aiden and Jaden and I mean, there's just you could go on. I mean, all these new young kids who can
yeah.
go out and just sling. I mean, Braden saw like,
Yeah,
dude, that,
dude.
that kid went over and tore up in New Zealand. I mean, that was some fun coverage to watch too. But like, it's
Yeah.
just
Fun fact about Braden Sides, he was on my first ever card at a major. We played together round one at Am Nats back in 2021 or 22.
nice.
We were both AMs. That was my first AM major, and me and Braden Sides were on a card together. I'll always remember that round. It was fun time. He was about 75 pounds soaking wet. He
Yeah,
was the
man,
smallest dude I ever met.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm gonna pull the trigger on like a full A tier. Um, there's a big the
It's a cool experience.
Pennsylvania States is a Q series this year,
Yeah,
and
I considered coming to that one. It filled so fast.
yeah, and I don't know, like I don't even think there's an MA3 spot open anymore, but I keep like looking and trying to see. But I mean, I'm sure OTB East will go up and do something, so I'll probably be there as a spectator if anything, because I'm rocking with them dudes this year. Thank God. I mean, they're
Nice.
awesome. I met those dudes up at Failure during the skins match, and Blaze has been so cool. Steve's been super supportive, and that's been awesome. So I'm sure we'll end up there for sure. But yeah, it's definitely on my radar as something I might do. Um, the plan for this year is to play MA3 tournaments and MA2 in league, and then next
Hmm.
year just either go MA2 all the way out or see what happens. But I'm just trying to kind of play it by ear and see where life takes me. You know, I got
Yeah,
two kids, and like you said, I got two kids, a wife, and a career, and you know,
yeah,
I don't ever see, like you stated, you know, I don't ever see disc golf being my job. You know what I mean? But it'd be cool
yeah,
if in 10 years, because I mean, my kids will be 18 and 17. You know what I mean? Hey, Maya,
yeah,
come hold
yeah.
daddy's bag and come walk in the woods with me. So, which
For sure. I take my daughter out. She's only 3. She comes out and plays whole round with me already. So
nice. Yeah, I took Maya out to putting league actually last night. This was the second week she came and she made a shot on film in the game. Like it counted
oh,
for a point and
nice.
everything. So it was the first one. So I think I'm actually gonna put that up later today. So, but yeah,
That's awesome.
she's loving it. Yeah, she's loving
Nice.
life right now. So she's all excited, and I got her one of my other sponsors, Queen of Hanks. He's actually one of the homies that's local. He does all like my chalk bags and my apparel. Which, if you want to go check us out, go check us out. It's down in the link below. Queen of Hanks. Go buy a shirt. Go buy a hat. Because merch dropped on February 22nd, and we'll be well past that right now. But yeah, it's she's all hooked up now.
That's
She's
sick,
ready to
dude.
go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna force her to play, but I'm gonna make every opportunity available for her to play if she wants to. Because, and again, even if she don't want to play, if she just wants to come hang out with me, I would love to have my kid come and hang with me. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah,
Absolutely. And that's what I told her. I was like, you don't have to do this if you want to. But last night after she made it, she was jumping up and down. She was like, I like this. And I was like, all right, cool. I got a disc golfer.
yeah, that's awesome.
So the gate, like, how did you end up in the gate? I mean, I know you've been throwing them for a long time, or at least repping them pretty heavy for a while, and it just like, I mean, you do great on social media. Is that just kind of fell in your lap, or I mean, what happened there?
As far as like getting with Gateway,
Yeah, like on like
um,
as
I Yeah, I was on the tour team for Prodigy in 2023, and then 2024 I signed with Gateway, and then that was so last year was my first year with Gateway, and just I had a really good experience with it. I really like everybody that works there. Just like solid people. And I think I said it on Staggered Stance earlier this week, but sometimes people that mean the best or know the most aren't the best at saying it. And so I always try to like help those people get their message across. It's like basically what I try to do. And so like I like with my marketing company, I own a marketing company called Heiser Marketing. I like my saying I always tell people is like making marketing happen because it's like I'm not actually like doing anything new. I'm just pushing the message you have, right? And so building brands and telling stories is like basically all I'm trying to do is just like if I'm not making up anything, I just want to tell the world what you know and what you do in a better way, right? And so, or not even a better way, but a way that's going to be received well or spread easier. Um, so yeah, so with Gateway, my relationship with Dave, it just kind of grew because I feel like I did a really good job as a sponsored player. And then he knew that, I owned Cardinal and I owned a marketing company, and he was just like, hey, you did so good on social media. Would you be interested in like helping us? And so we started talking about it, and I kind of was like, yeah, like I'd be willing to step into a bigger role. There's, some plans in the future that could be really cool with that. I'm hoping to continue to expand my role in the disc golf world. Hopefully, that is with Gateway for the long term. And then, yeah, it just made sense. I like their discs. I think Gateway makes phenomenal plastic, and I would say that if I wasn't sponsored by them, you will never catch me being a biased person. Um, I only represent companies that I think are doing an amazing job, and I never push something that I don't like myself. So, like, there are discs from Gateway that I don't like. When I was on Prodigy, there are discs from Prodigy that I hated, and people be like, "Oh, you must love this disc because you're sponsored by them," expecting me to give the sponsored player's opinion,
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, "No, that disc sucks. Like,
Only
it
place to
does.
throw that
Like, I
thing's in
just
the
don't."
creek.
Yeah, dude. But just because a company every company's got a disc that sucks. They just do. And most of them have quite a few discs that suck, right? And so like, but just because a disc sucks, like for me, doesn't necessarily mean it sucks for everybody,
Right.
right? So like, a really good example of that is like, I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like the Shaman. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
like the Shaman from Gateway is a phenomenal disc. I think that most people would instantly bag that disc if they tried it. Super high glide, really easy to control, point and shoot, right? But when I throw putters, I throw them hard usually, right? And so the
Mm.
Shaman's too flippy for me.
Just burns
So
over.
there's no point in me bagging it. So that disc sucks for me because I throw too hard for that disc, right? And so instead of that, I'll throw like a 3S Voodoo for my turnover disc, or a Wizard because it'll hold the torque and stay straight, or a Cash if I needed to like go left. So it's like, do I think that the Cash is a better disc than the Shaman? No, I don't. I just think it's better for me. And so that's the same way I think about like with Prodigy. When I was on Prodigy, the FX2, I hate the FX2. Hated it the whole time I was on there. Refused to throw it. When they dropped the feedback, I was like, amazing. Finally, I can have like a Thunderbird slot disc without throwing the FX2. But again, I don't think the disc sucks because my buddy Elijah Bickle is on Prodigy and he throws that disc like a god. So um the disc obviously doesn't suck, it just sucked for me. So but I won't ever be biased. I won't tell you like, oh, this disc is amazing if I think it's trashed. I will tell you if it's trashed.
Right on. Since you
So
since you mentioned the cash, how's the hooligan switch, man? I know they were rocking with Team Lone Star for a little while, and they've kind of moved over to you
yeah.
guys and producing some pretty cool molds lately. And how's that going, man? How's that fitting into your bag?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Garrett is a super cool guy. I would love, honestly, and I hope he hears this, I would love for Garrett to want to grow Hooligan a little bit faster. And with that being said, I just think that there is a lot of people who would get behind the brand if it was more readily available, right? And sometimes that, like with I know with Cardinal, is like sometimes you just want to grow at a certain pace. Like we have a certain pace we want to grow at with Cardinal, and we're actually growing faster than that. And I'm like kind of like almost like intentionally controlling our growth speed by like declining things because I don't want to grow at a pace we can't sustain while keeping the same like methods and quality that we do.
Sure.
And so Hooligans similar way where it's like they have every opportunity in the world to grow with Gateway now. But Garrett, I believe Garrett has like a full-time job and he has other things. And so it's like there's only so much like ability to like invest his time. But man, I think in a couple of years that company could be really sweet. I'm hoping to talk with him here soon about some new stuff coming down the pipeline, which is going to be cool. And then we're going to be running some signature series discs for me. That'll be a limited edition drop here later the year. So those would be pretty sick. I already have the stamp design. Kelly Baber does my stamps. He's on Cardinal. He has a Creator Series jersey with us. He is maybe the best artist for stamps in disc golf. If you have 10 discs in your bag, I almost guarantee you have at least one stamp he's made in your
Interesting.
bag. He does a ton. Ledgestone, Prodigy, Gateway, like every brand, he does stamps for him. And so, yeah, he's insanely talented. One I always think of is the Isaac Robinson one when he won Worlds and he's like sitting in a chair and he has like a crown in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a really cool stamp that came out after Worlds. Kelly made that one,
Oh,
so like that's a
sick.
really cool one. And then like yeah, he made my signature series Blade stamp, which has been a really big hit. Um, but yeah, so anyway, um, yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. I don't have any major requirements from Garrett as far as my partnership with Hooligan, but I bag quite a few of their discs anyway, especially the cash. I throw the mess out of the cash. I bag two, and I will probably always bag two. And sitting here telling you that, I just realized I left a disc on the course. Oh my
No.
gosh.
No.
I just realized I left one of my discs on the course. That's crazy that I just realized that. Anyway, that sucks. But
Well, we know where Kevin's going after
man,
this.
yeah, yeah, to bed. Um, no, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm messing with a yeet. I'm throwing a yeet for four hands. It's really similar to a spell, but it's just a little bit less overstable. And I've been having some elbow pain for the last like year or so,
Okay.
and so I try to like nurse it by just not cramming four hands often. And the yeet's a little bit less stable than my spells, so I've been throwing that for four hands so I can flip it up a little bit
Yeah,
more
get
than
it to
having to
stand
throw
up.
in
Sure, man.
Chop Annie, yeah. So yeah, but I'm liking them a lot. I've been throwing the thread this week, which is another nice disc. I've been testing out the prototype flip. I think they maybe dropped those now, but that disc is super nice. That is going to be like a super popular amateur disc or like kids disc because it's very understable, but it's like still controllable and has really high glide.
Right
So
on.
if you're an amateur listening to this, go check out a flip from Hooligan. They're sick.
Is that
So
something you that
yeah, it's been going good.
is that flip something you guys are thinking of maybe doing in like a lighter weight for juniors or something? That might be a secondary
You
market
know,
there.
I don't feel like you even need it for that. It's so
Okay.
flippy.
That's awesome.
I'm cramming this thing on like a 90-degree hyzer and it's flipping up the flat for
Oh
me,
wow.
or even turning over still. So like, yeah,
Like
I think
super
even a
beat
max weight one kid,
F7.
like if you give it, yeah, if you give your kid the disc, they're going to be able to cram that thing still.
Cool.
Um, so yeah, that's been a big focus for Gateway this year. We've been doing a lot of lightweight stuff. We have NXT light, lightweight, and ultra lightweight. So three different classes. NXT light is just like a plastic blend that's lighter and it's like 60, like 160 to 169.
Okay.
And then lightweight is like 155 to 165 or something like that. And
Nice.
then ultra lightweight is like all the way down to like I think I have a 129-gram disc. So
Wow.
but they are really good. I have a 130-gram assassin. I was forehanding like flip to flat straight and I almost aced with it. It's honestly there. I think maybe some of the best lightweight kids discs I've ever thrown. Women, juniors, uh, amateurs of all kinds could throw them. Especially the NXT light realms are phenomenal. If you have a lower arm speed, phenomenal.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely check those out.
Good to know. For sure. For sure. Well, I just want to ask a couple of quick hitters.
Yeah.
What are you excited about in 2025 with Cardinal and Gateway? I mean, you got Gannon with Cardinal. With Gateway, you guys got Chandler Kramer, and I mean, it seems like you guys are really putting your best foot forward in both directions. I mean, what else is cooking?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to drop 50 jerseys for Ganning because we're gonna drop a jersey every time he wins a pro tour event. So
Nice.
that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough if he wins 11 like he did last year. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the player stuff is really cool with Cardinal. I obviously the pro stuff is cooler and like bigger name recognition for like talking about, but really what gets me excited about Cardinal is all the AMs that we sponsor.
Yeah.
I just think our Crimson team is super cool, and I think they pump out a lot of really cool content. And I like seeing how passionate they are about the brand. Like every time we drop a jersey, they're like going nuts in the Discord chat. I like love that. So that's really my favorite part about running the team, and one of the things I'm most excited about for 2025 is just to like get a lot of team interaction and team building and contests and challenges with them and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool. And then with Gateway. Uh, there's some things coming down the pipeline I can't actually share yet that are going to be really cool for me personally in 2025 that I'm very excited about.
Nice.
So yeah, so keep an eye out. I'm telling you, if you're not following Gateway on Instagram, Facebook, you should be because we're going to be doing some cool stuff this year for sure.
Right
Starting
on.
like next week. Starting like next week.
Okay,
So
okay. I'll make sure I
get
make sure I got,
excited.
yeah, make sure I got, I'm finally out of Instagram jail. That finally happened
Hey,
today. I logged in and,
yeah, I saw you were struggling with that.
oh, dude, I was fighting so bad. And I submitted claims and I did the ID verification and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? It had that little verified thing where you get in the meta, whatever. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to
Hmm.
do it. This is like the last ditch effort. And I did it and it didn't work. And I made a post about it and
Uh,
got back on. And then I saw Alden's post. Did you see his barn?
Dude, it's insane.
That is
I think I shared it
so
on three
nuts.
accounts today.
That is
That is an
so nuts.
insane level of talent, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even. He brushed over stuff. Like he's like, "Oh, there's an X-wing here," and like barely showed it. I'm like, "What the frick, bro?
That's what,
Pan back to that."
that's what I was like, yo, as a Star Wars nerd, I was like, where's the X Wing? Show me the X Wing.
Yeah, he's nuts, dude. Alden's super cool. I played with him a couple of times. I played with him my final round Des Moines challenge. Just a super nice guy. Very quiet during rounds, but seems like a fun guy. You'd enjoy hanging out with, out on off the course or in practice rounds. But
For sure.
yeah, super cool guy. That video was nuts. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, wait, what? And I almost like flipped because it was like, a guy holding a box of Sharpies and talking. And then I was just like, wait, whoa. I go, hold on, hold on. So Alden, you need a better first 3 seconds of
Yeah,
your video.
you
Remember,
need
we're Americans. We're lazy. We need the first 3 seconds.
you need a hook, my guy. He should have just dumped the
That's
box of
right.
Sharpies out, and I'd
Yeah,
have
there
been
you
like,
go.
okay. I'd have been like, all right, what do we got here? Because that was, I mean, he had a
Yeah.
whole giant box. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah,
Oh,
so I
incredible,
saw
dude.
that and just instinctively just hit the double tap and it worked. And I was like, we're back, baby.
Nice.
So, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
man,
Yeah, Instagram's finicky with that stuff, dude. I've had to deal with quite a few issues with that over the years of working, especially because a lot of my experience in marketing before disc golf and I mean now still is in medical, doing like dental.
okay.
And man, I tell you what, especially during COVID, any ad or post or video with someone wearing a mask got flagged. So I had to deal with Instagram and Facebook constantly.
Jeez.
So
Yeah, that's annoying.
yeah, nightmare. So I am not a stranger to dealing with them.
Well, I mean,
So
we've really gone over pretty much everything I normally kind of talk about. Do you have
yeah,
anything, I mean, looking into 2025, do you have anything that you, as a player or, as a tournament director or anything outside of Cardinal and Gateway that you're excited for?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the Midwest area, I host a couple B tiers every year. Come check them out. Our first one's March 29th, the Concordia Cup. Nice B tier on a super cool course I helped get in the ground and design and modify, and I work out at the course as like the course pro. Super cool course. I love it. Last year we had 60-mile-per-hour winds for that tournament, so I'm hoping we
Whew.
don't have that again because that was a nightmare. It's a 10,000-foot course, so add 60-mile-per-hour winds into a bomber course. It was very fun.
Yeah.
And then yeah, in like 3 weeks, my signature disc is going to drop for 2025. It is going to be so sick. So be on the lookout for that. And then, yeah, I also will have fundraiser series discs here coming up soon. I was working all the way up until I answered the phone for this. I was working with Kelly on ideas for my stamp for that. And I think if we can do this stamp I'm thinking of, it's going to be so sick.
Nice.
So
Nice.
you will definitely want to check that out. But
For
yeah, that's about it.
Right on. Right on. Well, anything else you want to promote? I mean, I know you got a lot going on. I mean, I know Cardinal Gateway, anything, your personal business, man, whatever you want to shout out.
Yeah, dude. Hey, if you're looking for some disc golf gear, check out Cardinal Disc Golf. We're always a player first company. All the money that we've made so far has gone right back to players and building the brand and growing the sport. We sponsor tons of tournaments and a lot of players, and we try to give as much as we've ever been given to the community, which is just kind of uh, a passion project, but also just a gifting of really just the love we've received from the community as a whole, both of us, because Lane and I both work in disc golf, and both feel very blessed to be able to do that. And so we try to give back and make other people's dreams a reality of being able to, work in disc golf or even just have some kind of an income from disc golf is such a cool thing. So it's one of the reasons why we sponsor a lot of local pros and not just tour players. Um, so yeah, check out that. And then hey, if you shop on gatewaydiscourse.com, use code Kevin. I think gets you 10% off and help support me out on tour. And then yeah, look for me out. If you ever see me out on tour or you're out at an event you're playing at or something like that, come say hi. I love taking pictures and I love saying hi to people. So that's about
Awesome.
it.
Sounds good, man. We'll make sure we have all that linked down in the description. We'll have Kevin's socials down there. I'll throw Gateway in there. We'll throw Cardinal in there. We'll make sure you guys can go find Kevin and all of his ventures. But dude, thanks for taking the time out of your day. Thanks for having a little nightcap with me here, man. I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me.
For sure, for sure. Dystopians, thank you guys for swinging by as well. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. If you're new, hit that sub button. Hit a comment down below. Tell us who you want to see. Tell us what you want to talk about, what you want to hear, man. We love to hear from you guys. So, with that being said, we'll see you on the next episode. Thank y'all. Stay weird. Peace.